Today's video is going to be about some airsoft anecdotes, some crazy stories, funny stories, whatever, that have happened to me over the years. I hope you enjoy them and you get a kick out of them. This is a story about a field up in New York. We don't go there that often because it's like 2.5 hours away. They don't have a lot of open place, so we don't go that often. And it is not conducive to snipers the way the layout is with the old people with the other owners, the older owners. The new owners have done some extra work and clean out some areas, so it's a little bit better, but I haven't gone back up there. But this is with the old owners and how they had it set up. It was the first time going out with a sniper at this location. And I had just tweaked the gun out and did all kind of things for it, and I'm like, I have not shot it yet. I shot it at the house. I know how it shoots. I said, I want to shoot some 4.0s with it and see how it shoots. So this individual that ran the field, he did not like sniper rifles. He wanted to ban them. And I'm like, we're shooting under 2.3 joules. We're shooting your joule limit. Under your joule limit, you can chronos whatever weight BBs you want. We're under the joule limit, which we were. And it took a little convincing, and we got him to let me and my friend play with sniper rifles. And then eventually he let him in, no problem. But this was one of those first times that he was letting the sniper rifles in there, and it was a good day. I remember, I couldn't go one-on-one with these guys, and some of the areas were just brushy, and I'm like, I stand back, and now my guys all run up and kill everybody, and I'm like, I didn't get a shot. So they switched the field up from going, it's a big square, okay? And they switched up the field from going like left to right to going up and down. And then they said, only this half of the field. And I'm like, okay. So we start here, and there's all these pines going down, and then they've got a area in the back. So I come up and they have 3 pallets nailed against 2 sets of trees. So it's like 6 feet across. And everybody's running up, going around this and that. And I took about 30 feet up, I went. And I put my sniper rifle on one of those beams there, and I'm like, wonder if I can get them guys coming out of spawn. And the guy run up, and he went behind a tree, got him. Damn. Snap. I must have got at least, no lie, people coming out of their spawn and stopping at these barricades in front of their spawn. I must have got at least 10 people before they stopped coming that way, and they were going out and around then. And once they started going out and around, I'm like, okay, well, I got to move over to one side or the other. And it was all brushy. You couldn't see nothing. So the next game, and I mention that because it's the next game right after that one, they put us in the corners. And they put us in this far left corner. And they actually had a really good spot marked for the spawn areas because this is where you spawn. We had a castle. We had a big path around this big pile of brush, and there was mounds and stuff. The other team had more woods than we did, but we had a lot more cover. So I'm going up, and this guy that I knew happened to be there, and he's with me, and he says, I'm going to run with you. I'm going to be your spotter. And I'm like, okay. He's got an AEG. That's great. He's leading the way. All of a sudden, boom, boom, he shoots a couple of people. Boom, 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 shoots a couple of people. And we work our way right up to basically the corner of the field in the back to the corner of the field up the front. And we could see right across where they're coming across. So he says, I'll watch your 6. You take them out. So I find a nice little mound that's just a little higher than I am. And I sneak the rifle up, and I'm sitting there in some brush that's all around me. And I just sort of push it down so I get the scope out. Perfect spot. And these guys are shooting at me. You can see them going, they're raising the guns up, trying to loop the BBs to me. And I'm like, hand goes up. I'm like, yeah. Another guy comes over. He's shooting. Hand goes up. And I'm like, score. I'm having a blast. And this guy, I hear his gun go off. He's hammering somebody in the brush off to my right. And here the guys that snuck around trying to get around me because they saw me shooting there. And he took them out. And he come up to me and he goes, "Got you, keeper. You're okay. You're okay." And he keeps running back and forth, and I'm like, "Okay, got you, keeper. Got you, keeper." He kept tapping me every time he'd go by me and shoot somebody. And I said, "Okay, cool, yep." So I kept pepping people, and I kept them from coming that way. And if they would sneak around, he would get them. And if they went farther down, my other buddy would get them. So I said, "This was phenomenal day." So they said, "Okay, one of the games we're going to do is attack this castle. It's a single level fort with like 3 raised platforms, one in the front and 2 on the sides." Well, I was in the front side. Guys running up. I shot, got him. Oh, that's great. Pull back, shot. Oh, I got him. Great. Pull the gun back, and then all of a sudden I heard, "Plonk!" And something went, and the gun like fired without me doing it. And I go to pull back, and it would just slam fire. Pull back, it just slam fire. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't pull it back. I said, something exploded inside. So I put my hand up, walked out of the fort, walked all the way up to the back, and I had brought another rifle with me, an M4, and I was going to use that, but it was near the end of the day, so I said, "Oh, the hell with it, I'm just going to sit out for a while." My buddy played like another game, and then they all were going to call it because it was like 4 o'clock then. But I'm like, I had such a good time on this sniper rifle, and when I got home, it had just shattered. A piece that went inside and wedged into the cylinder and scratched everything up and bent things. And I'm like, God, I don't remember pulling it back that hard, but I guess it just exploded. This was the gun I got for nothing. I mentioned this in another video. So I said, "Oh, I got to get this fixed." And I started looking for parts. And one guy told me, he said, "It's cheaper to buy a new one than to try to find parts for that one." So I bought the same rifle for like $86 shipped. And it was I had a coupon, a couple other things I bought with it. And I put the coupon in there. So the gun cost me $86 shipped. And I said, I got it back. And I did my normal stuff to it. I took it apart, and it had these foam spacers, and they went all over the place when you pulled the barrel out. So I put them in space. I put them where they're supposed to be, taped on either side of them so they stayed. Took the hop up apart, put plumber's tape around the end of it, put it back in there, good. Took the cylinder apart, put plumber's tape around it, blah, blah, blah. Shooting it, shooting like right at 500 with 2 O's. So I'm like, I was golden, and I'm still using it to this day. Under $100 gun. I did very little work to it, and it just works. So, you can have fun with $100 sniper if you know how to use it and you do a little maintenance to it. So, hope you enjoyed the story, guys, and take from it what you will. And you guys enjoy the day.